Hey guys, Rex here, and today what I have for you is a very cool skeleton or zombie XP grinder design. Now, as you will see in a couple seconds, this design differs from your standard crusher design in many ways and actually has quite a few advantage over your standard crusher design. So how do we use this thing? We have our skeletons obviously coming down here, and if you build this in your survival world, you're obviously not going to have it coming from a command block like I do. You're going to have it coming from a skeleton or zombie spawner. Now, I would recommend having them take a little bit of fall damage first before they come down here, and I'll explain why in a second. But to use it, all we have to do is stand on this pressure plate, and then we just whack the skeletons as fast as we want. And then as you can see, we will be getting some XP here. And we can just whack them, and there we go, we get our XP. And then when we step off the pressure plate, any skeletons that have been falling down the tube while we're standing here will fall into the chamber like this. Now, if we want to kill a bunch of skeletons at once, all we have to do is the same thing, run up to the pressure plate, and then throw a splash potion. And then we get all of the XP like that, and the items will be put into this chest. But Rex, how come this works? How come they still give you XP even though they're dying from the lava? Well, the thing is, if you hit a mob and it dies within 5 seconds of you hitting it from environmental damage, you still get XP from it. So that's what we're using here to make it so the skeletons will still drop XP, but we're using lava, so we get all of the advantages that I'm about to mention. So what are these advantages, you may ask? Well, let's start with the first main one. The first one is that we do not have to wait for the skeletons to be crushed. We don't have to push a button, crush them, and then wait for them to be crushed. We simply step on the pressure plate and then whack them. The second thing you'll notice is that I can whack them as fast as I want. With a normal crusher design, you have to wait for the corpse of the skeleton to disappear before you can hit the next one. With this, their heads are popping up into the lava. Let me show you here. Their heads are popping up into the lava, so I can instantly hit the next one. Well, not instantly, but a lot quicker than your normal crusher design. The third major advantage is that it works with any level of armor that the skeletons may have. Because we don't have to control how much damage we're doing to the skeletons, we can just step on the pressure plate, and then even if they have like diamond armor, we can still kill them from the lava, and they'll still give us XP and rare drops. Now, it's possible, I haven't tested this even though I probably should have, where if they have diamond armor or armor with fire protection, they may not die quick enough, so I would recommend having a chute here to have them take a bit of fall damage or other damage before they land here, as long as they don't die. Because, once again, we don't have to control how much damage we're doing to them with the lava. They just die, and then as long as they die within 5 seconds of us hitting them, we're going to get that wonderful XP and those rare drops. So how does this thing work redstone-wise? Well, there's actually very little to it. It basically comprises of a dual-edged monostable circuit and a dispenser and a piston. That's all it is. So I've got a little lever here up to show you how it works. So basically what's going to happen is this is a little dual-edge monostable circuit, and that may sound like some fancy terminology, but that just means something that pulses when I turn it on and pulses when I turn it off. So you'll see here that this redstone, when I flick the lever, it will turn on and off real quick when I flick the lever or step on the pressure plate, and then when I step off the pressure plate or flick the lever again, it's going to do that again. So the reason for that is because this torch is powering this redstone dust, and then when the block moves over here, when it's in this position, this torch will be powering this redstone dust. But when the block is moving, none of the torches will be powering the redstone dust, because when it's moving, it doesn't count as a solid block. So that's why it turns on and off real quick, and then it will come up here and flash on this redstone torch, which will pulse this redstone, which will do two things. It will dispense the lava, or pull the lava back in, and it will fire this piston really quickly, which, as you can see, will shoot out that block, and then if I do it again, it will pull the block back in. So that's all the redstone to this. It's super duper simple. This block here, we need it for two reasons. One, so that new skeletons can't fall down and mingle with the old ones, and fall in the lava, obviously. And the second reason is that if we didn't have that, all the skeletons would swim up through the lava, and right now they bonk their head on the stone bricks, which is why that they get stuck, and then their feet, where all the items come down and the XP comes out, is still not in the lava, so we get the items and the XP. But if that block wasn't there, they would swim up the lava, and then their feet would be in the lava, and we wouldn't get any of the items or XP, and we wouldn't want that, would we? So now on to building this thing. So you're going to want to start off by determining where you want your pressure plate, and which I'm going to put here, and then your chest and your hopper are going to be there, and your skeletons are going to be falling on top of this column where the hopper is. Now obviously you do not have to have your chest here. You can take this hopper and hook it up to any, sorting system or chest storage area, whatever you want, but this is just where your skeletons are going to fall and what's going to suck up your items. So next you are going to place 2 carpets on top of your chest and your hopper, and the reason for that is so that the carpet on top of the hopper is so that the skeletons do stay up on the block here and do not fall down into the middle of the hopper like that, because what happens then is sometimes they don't hit their heads in the lava when you hit them, and it can be really annoying. Now this carpet, if you don't have the chest, you're going to have a block here and then the carpet, and that carpet is so that this carpet does not catch on fire because there's a block here. Now obviously since we're using lava, we do not want our device catching on fire, because that would be no good, would it? Now if there's a carpet block here, there can't be a fire block there, so that's why it doesn't catch on fire. So next you're going to build your tube, and your tube is going to have to be at least 7 blocks tall starting from here. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And yes, it is okay to use wood here. I've tested it very thoroughly. I set my random tick speed to very, very fast, and it does not burn. And then we're going to go up the sides here with stone bricks, and we're going to build those up 6 high after the hopper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is the minimum height for your tube. It can be taller as long as the skeletons don't die, but it has to be at least this high, because when the skeletons are standing here, we do not want them running all over the place. We want them to be firmly stuck in the tube when this part is blocked off. Alright, so we're going to build the back of our tube now. So we're going to go 1, 2 blocks, and then we are going to place our dispenser. Next, we are going to place a sticky piston 1 block back and above the dispenser, like so. Right, you got 2 blocks, dispenser, sticky piston. Then you're just going to place a block on the sticky piston's face, and you want to place a sign right here so that the lava does not fall down and it just stays in this 1 block there. Alright, next we are going to put some glass here if you really want to. That's obviously not necessary, but I just think it looks cool because you can see the skeletons die, and then you can finish off your tube just like that. So you've got, if this piston were to extend, you've got a 2 high gap here to hold the rest of the skeletons. And now for the very simple redstone behind this design, all we have to do is come down like this. Oops, one more here. And we're going to place a block with a redstone dust on the side like that. Then you're going to place a sticky piston on the side of the redstone so it looks like this. Then you're going to place a block on the sticky piston's face, and then below that, with a 1 block gap in between, you're going to place another block and another block here with 2 redstone torches, and then you're going to put blocks inside those torches, 2 redstone here, and then you're going to come up 1 block, up another block, like so. And you want to place 2 redstone there, and then a redstone torch here, and then you want to place a block here with a redstone dust and another block, and it should be all good. The one last thing you have to do that I always forget when we involve dispensers is put a lava bucket in here, because obviously the whole thing is not going to work if you don't do that. So now if you step on your pressure plate, you should see that the lava comes out when you step on the pressure plate and goes away when you step off the pressure plate, and you might be able to see, but you'll definitely be able to hear that block come out on top of it. So that is your entire skeleton grinder done. Now, of course, when I say skeleton grinder, keep in mind that I do mean skeleton or zombie grinder because this works both with skeletons and zombies. And also, an interesting tip is that if you increase the regional difficulty of the chunk you're in with a grinder like this, you just AFK at it for a very, very long time, you will actually increase the difficulty to the point where you start getting diamond armor from these mobs. So you can actually use this as a diamond armor farm, which in my opinion is pretty cool. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, if you learned something from this video, or if you want to build this into your world and you think it's really cool, then a like would be much appreciated. It lets me know that you really like the video and you want more videos like this. But follow me on Twitter at NanoRexMC if you want to get more updates from me and just see what I'm up to. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Rex out.